There was I was reading someone's study where they were talking about back in the day and why they didn't win and everything, and it's like most of the time, the hurdle was the technical team because they'd convinced the decision makers, the C-suite, the powerhouse, all of those guys were, yeah, let's go for it, but the deals didn't happen. And then they started asking more questions about how could they tick the box of the technical team, and the technical team would come up with lots of lists of things, and they're like, we need to focus on that, because without the tick in the box for them, the people above are not going to move forward. And gradually now it's not a just technical team, because if I look back to when I started selling, most technologies weren't as plumbed in to other parts of the business as they are now.
True.
So you get fewer people involved in the decision. Now you're being plumbed into lots of different parts of the business. It becomes more stakeholders involved. And that means you've got to understand of the implications of change for each of those people and satisfactorily address them. And I think because that's the thing, is selling is change management. And you have to think about it that way. And that's one of the things I say. I'll get my sales kicking boots on as well now, because it's ironic that sellers sell change management, but sellers are the most reluctant to change. We're still stuck in doing ways, from way gone by. And I speak to sales, Kevin, not like you could tell me I've been in sales 28 years. I'm like, yeah, I've been in sales for 35 years, but about 30 of them are no longer relevant. Things have changed. It doesn't matter how many years you've got, and I think that's it. We're selling change management, and change impacts lots of different people. I remember I was involved in a managed service, and most people could see the business benefits, the financial benefits, but there was one person that was a real problem. And the real problem is that it was his team that was going to be affected. They were going to be outsourced, and then they were all scared of them, work a different organization. So there's emotional aspects for that person you've got to address. So that's part of what we try to create, and what we do is you have to understand everybody individually. What are their concerns? What are their challenges? What are the things that the criteria that's most important to them in the overall decision? And that's why it's become more complex, because we've got far more pieces to manage, far more bits of information.